the most beautiful thing I've ever heard in my life.
You guys are all so beautiful.
You have no idea how much that would have meant to them.
This is from them.
That was the best thing I've seen this season.
I'm speechless.
It was perfection.
You told me.
Saying first, you 2 feet, then we might stand up. Like first you get your hands, then I get your hands up. My sound your throat, my dance your feet. You hear my no heartbeat. The metronome in your chest keeps you in time till there's no time. So you sing till you got no breath, and whoever's next dances to the song you've left. Music creates movements, inspire movements. Where I am, you've been. There was you, then there was music. Music follows you.
It's 11 o'clock. AmeriGuard Security would like to remind you to set your alarm and check your cameras. Trust only the best. Protect your family, home, or business with 24/7 armed response.
Perimeter secure.
Remember, AmeriGuards it.
Local news that matters. This is Ksee 24 News at 11.
Highest rate of unhoused in the city and county's history, and the county has not opened up one shelter.
It takes a village to deal with this challenge.
City and county leaders not seeing eye to eye on the homeless crisis. We're hearing from both. Good evening and thank you for joining us. I'm Jennifer Ortega. New at 11, Fresno City and county leaders go back and forth as the two look to solve the ever-growing homeless crisis. Rhett Rodriguez joins us live. Rhett, you spoke with the city and county officials about the issue. What did they say?
That's right, Jen. I did speak with both of them. And while city and county officials may not see eye to eye, one thing is clear: no one can solve the problem alone. Tents and tarps seem to be popping up near Fresno City waterways, like this canal on East McKinley Avenue. Trash and large items seemingly discarded on the side of the road. Fresno City and the county are looking to solve the problem.
As a city, we have invested more than $300 million in housing more than 3,000 people.
The city has been able to provide long-term housing to homeless individuals in renovated motels and apartment buildings, thanks to funding from the federal government and state grants, like Project Home Key.
We currently have more than 10 shelters operating funded by the city of Fresno, where the county of Fresno has 0 shelters.
While Councilmember Arias argues the county is not doing enough, Fresno County Supervisor Nathan Magsid says the county has been there every step of the way, providing resources for the unhoused.
Has actually been right there supporting a lot of these applications. And a lot of the housing units the city of Fresno is building requires the county to provide back-end services. So Department of Social Services, Department of Behavioral Health, Department of Public Health. And so we write these letters and actually work collectively on these units that the city of Fresno is building.
He also says the board provides services to 15 cities throughout the county.
Services alone, Fresno County spends between $1.5 and $2 billion to provide social services to residents throughout the entire county.
The Board of Supervisors will be discussing homelessness on Wednesday, and they will also be speaking with the CEO of the California Association of Counties. Reporting live in Fresno, Rhett Rodriguez, Ksee 24, local news that matters.
Rhett, thank you. Developing tonight, a person is dead after being hit by a train. This happened in Madera on Road 15.5 Avenue, 29 before noon. BNSF Railway confirmed someone was hit, but by what we saw on scene, it seems like a young child was struck and killed. It's unclear at the time what led up to the child being around the train at this time of the passing. We blurred the video here because of how tragic and graphic these images are, and we tried to get information from the Madera County Sheriff's Office, but they didn't get back to us yet. The tracks were closed for hours as investigators try to sort out what happened or why the child was close to those tracks. The incident happened in a non-designated crossing. Stick with yourcentralvalley.com for the latest on this developing story. Clovis police are investigating after a bicyclist was hit by a car. This happened on Ashland and Willow Avenues around 10:30 last night. When officers got to the area, they found a man and his bicycle struck by a car. We're told he was rushed to the hospital. Police are still trying to piece together what happened in this case.
The driver of the involved vehicle and the vehicle were both contacted on scene, and they're being interviewed by the investigating officers at this point.
There's still very limited information on this accident. Officials are asking the community if you saw something or have any information that can help, call Clovis Police. Also developing tonight, the intersection on Olive and Wishin was blocked off with crime scene tape and a Fresno police cruiser until noon. Reports indicate this was a shooting that happened in the early morning hours in the Tower District, and people have been injured. But we tried to get this information confirmed by Fresno Police, and they did not answer our calls tonight. In the South Valley, a fire that burned over 100 acres is now under control. Take a look at this. These images are from CAL FIRE Tulare unit. They show the Valley Fire in Porterville on Reservation Road and Success Valley Drive. The fire started on Saturday around 4 p.m. At last check, it burned over 130 acres, but is now 80% contained. 3 engines and 2 hand crews were on scene making sure the fire will not rekindle. The cause of the fire is still under investigation. It was a hot one out there for the annual Selma Portuguese Fiesta. This was the scene at the event at the Selma Portuguese Hall, with dozens of people enduring the heat to celebrate the tradition. 3 queens were selected to reign throughout the year in 2 different age groups. Organizers had food and drinks at the event for anyone that wanted to come out and enjoy.
If somebody knocks on the door, they sit at the table with us. And so Portuguese people are like that. You knock on the door, you will sit at the table, and we will feed you.
The tradition goes back to a story of a Portuguese queen who brought bread to people, but instead roses fell out of her robe. Check out the highs for today. In Visalia, 95 degrees. Fresno, 97. Merced, 95 degrees. Here's your 4-day allergy forecast brought to you by Boz Allergy. Top pollens are olive, privet, and juniper. Looks like we're in the low levels for the next couple of days. Your complete forecast coming up after this.
Hi, I'm Emily Irwin, host of Central Valley Today, KC24's daily lifestyle show. How are you doing back there?
I think I'm doing good.
It's National Pretzel Day, a day to celebrate. The Good Feet store is here to help. This is an exciting day. We're throwing a party. We're throwing a pizza party. Oh, Robert.
Thank you,
Thanks
Robert.
for being here. I'm
If you feel sick, test to know if it's COVID. Medication is key to slow the virus in your body. Recover smoother. You may test negative sooner. California, you know you need it. Test it, treat it, you can beat it.
Yeah. Visit youcanbeatit.org or call 833-422-4255 to ask for medication to treat COVID-19.
Looking for the best barbershop around? Look no further than Straight Faded Barbershop. Straight Faded Barbershop in Tulare, specializing in all the latest styles for all your haircut needs. Offering from a diverse range of cuts to always keep you looking fresh. Avoid the wait and schedule your appointment on the Booksy app. Walk-ins are welcome. At Straight Faded Barbershop, we provide top-notch service. Come see us today. Located in Tulare.
Your cancer story is about more than diagnosis, treatment, and medication. At California Cancer Associates for Research and Excellence, our board-certified team makes sure that every visit is filled with compassion as well as expert care. Our state-of-the-art facilities provide the treatment. Our staff gives you vital support along your journey. Your cancer story is about more. Our story is about care beyond treatment, focused on outcomes. Contact us today. Seek care. Caring physicians, caring for people.
I'm attorney Bridget Dunyan. If you're calling our law firm, you're probably having one of the worst days of your life. You've been injured, you need help, and you don't know what to do. Maybe the insurance company is giving you the runaround. Maybe the medical bills are piling up. Maybe you can't even go to work. When you hire our law firm, you don't have to worry about any of that. We'll help take care of everything, so all you need to worry about is getting better. If you've been injured, call us. It's just that easy.
Call 877-DUNYON, DUNNION.
Welcome back. I want to start out with our Valley Cam, sponsored by Eagle Mountain Casino. This is right out of our studios here at KC24 News. A beautiful evening outside. It's what we've been seeing most of the evening in the last several hours. Now, taking a look at our weather headlines for the work week. A lot going on. A slight cool down is on the way. Possible showers on Tuesday. We'll talk about that a little bit later in the forecast. Of course, more sunshine also on the way, and we're sticking to the 80s this week, and that'll be a much needed relief since we've seen those 90s for the last several days. Now, temperatures right now, Fresno 85 degrees, Visalia 84, Porterville 83. Looks like we're in the 80s and 70s across the valley, so it's still pretty warm outside. As for the next 48 hours, not a whole lot going on. It's pretty clear. We do see a little bit of cloud coverage moving into Monday, some sprinkles here and there in the foothills and in the mountains, but not a whole lot going on. That sunshine's going to stick around as we move into that work week. Tuesday, here we go, a little bit more cloud coverage. That's when we'll see those sprinkles. But again, not a whole lot. It's pretty nice outside, and the week's going to continue like that. Average high for this time of year is 88 degrees, and look, we're well above that average. 97 was our high today, so it was a pretty warm one. But again, a slight cool down is on the way for tomorrow. Your sunset, it is at 8:15 p.m. Taking a look at the air quality right now, it's pretty nice across the board. Merced, Madera, Kings, Tulare, and Sequoia all in that green. For sensitive groups, Fresno and the yellow, so we'll want to keep an eye on that. As for your overnight temperatures, Visalia 64, Hanford 64, Selma 61, Fresno 65 degrees, so we're in the 60s across the board. Chowchilla 60 degrees, Merced 62. We're not dipping a whole lot anymore. We're going to stick to the 60s for our overnight lows. As for tomorrow, those highs, Merced 89 degrees, Chowchilla 90, Madera 89, Fresno 91, Selma 90. So we're going to see some 90s across the board, but a slight cool down across the area. And again, some relief is on the way. It's not going to be scorching. We're not in those triple digits just yet. Now, partly cloudy for tonight. It's what we've been seeing. 65 degrees will be our low with some light winds, 12 miles per hour. For tomorrow, like I mentioned, 91 degrees. Those clouds will start to increase across the valley, but then scoot out, and we'll see some light winds, 11 miles per hour. Now, here's heading into our work week. On Monday, it's still going to be hot, 91 degrees. Tuesday, that's when those isolated showers move through, some partial clearing by Wednesday. Again, that sunshine is going to push through by the end of the week, and we'll even dip into the 70s on Saturday, but we're still sticking to the 80s across the board. Those lows are in the 60s. Now time to check in with Scott Bemis. Scott, what's coming up in sports?
Well, I got some Sunday night baseball at Ksee Park, and the Chicago Bears quarterback talking about Jake Hader, yeah. Plus, why Sunday afternoon was an extra special experience for a couple junior golfers from the Valley. Sports Central is next.
Start your day with KC24 to get all the local news that matters on KC Sunrise. KC24 News is brought to you by San Joaquin College of Law.
Drip, drip, drop, never stop, stop, stop. It's so hot, hot, hot. Don't stop pulling out, pulling out, don't stop pulling out, pulling out.
Shredded beef birria. Only at El Pollo Loco.
I'm Fresno Mayor Jerry Dyer. During my 40 years in police work, I saw firsthand the devastation experienced by families who lost a child at the hands of a motorist. As a grandparent, my greatest fear is to lose one of my 5 beautiful grandchildren. We must do more to protect our children, and it all begins with awareness. Please do your part.
Let's be street smart.
America is unique when it comes to consuming information. The News Nation doesn't really refer to us. It refers to the audience.
Cuomo.
By you talking about it, it's amazing.
I love your show. You're a stand-up guy, man.
We still dare to care about one another, both across the street or across the country. To be continued. We don't have to cram it in there.
It's you, it's me, it's we. That's News Nation.
Cuomo. Weeknights at 8, 7 Central on News Nation.
Hi, I'm Red. Come see us at our furniture galleries.
Red's Furniture Gallery. Now,
with 2 locations. On Blackstone at Escalon in Fresno. And our new location on South Moody Boulevard at Whitendale in Visalia. Save 20 to 40% on living room, dining room, bedroom, kid sets, and mattresses. Take advantage of Red's easy financing. 48 months at 0% interest. OAC. No credit? No problem.
Come see us at our 2 locations, Fresno and Visalia.
1,000 positions hiring. Endless opportunity. Benefit from world-class training. A 6-figure starting salary. And make a positive difference in your community. Apply now. Scan the code or visit jointhechp1000.com.
Real-time views where you live. The Valley Cam Network gives you the latest conditions live. See them on KC24 News or online at yourcentralvalley.com. Powered by Eagle Mountain Casino.
Shake it up, it's salt and pepper. And this beat will last forever. Shake it up, shake it up.
Now, Sports Central, presented by Toyota.
Aaron Judge was not in the lineup for Sunday night's 4-1 win over the Dodgers in Los Angeles. Judge apparently hurt his right big toe going through the fence while making that spectacular catch on Saturday. The ex-Bulldog saying after Sunday's game that not playing in Sunday was a little precautionary, and when asked if he feels like he has a broken toe, Judge saying, quote, "It's tough to say. I've never broken a toe. We'll see what the tests say." Judge said he'll have testing on the toe Monday. Both he and manager Aaron Boone are unsure at this point if this might require a stint on the injured list. Hey, we had some Sunday night baseball here in the Valley. Ksee Park's the site for the 56th annual City County All-Star Baseball game. Top 3, Buchanan's J.P. Acosta at the dish. He's going to send a little blooper liner to right field. It's going to score Bullard's Trevor Wilson. That made it 2-1 City. Then later in the inning, graduating Clovis West senior Caden Munster, a future Bulldog who made headlines by hitting homers in a bunch of consecutive games this season, sends one over the picture of former Bulldog Aaron Judge there. 2-run homer. City gets their 6th straight win in this game, 5-4 the final. To Denver we go. The Nuggets trying to go up 2-zip in the NBA Finals. They got a 41-point effort from Nikola Jokic and were up 8 headed to the 4th. But in the final frame, the Heat heat up, especially Duncan Robinson, who had all 10 of his points in the quarter. They eventually go up 12, but the Nuggets had one final push, getting back within 3 final seconds, but Jamal Murray's three-pointer to tie is off the mark. Miami wins it, handing Denver its first loss at home since March 30th. Game 3, Wednesday night in Miami. French Open now. Sloane Stephens, who spent her early years learning tennis at the Sierra Sport and Racket Club in Fresno, trying to knock off second-seeded Arina Sabalenka in the round of 16. You saw Sloane's mother there, Fresno Athletic Hall of Famer Sybil Smith. She saw her daughter fall behind 5-love in the first set, but Sloane kept fighting. She's had great success on the French clay over the years. She would fight back, eventually forcing a first-set tiebreak. In the end, though, it's the Belarusian who would win some critical points and the match, 7-6, 6-4. There was an NFL quarterback in town this weekend. It was not Derek Carr. It was not Josh Allen. No, it was Justin Fields, quarterback of the Chicago Bears. He was supporting his Bears teammate, Jalen Johnson, a former standout at Central High School. Johnson put on a charity golf tournament at Eagle Springs Saturday. We were there, and we discovered Fields has actually been familiar with Jake Haener for a while.
It was always good seeing him on TV, having success. Just, coming up from his story, because, when I was in high school, he was a year above me. I'm watching the Elite 11, episodes, things, and, talking about him, kind of hearing his story and stuff like that. It was kind of cool to see him then, and then cool to see him now where he is. Of course, with, transferring, doing what he did, just kind of like my similar story with me transferring and stuff like that. So, it's always great seeing him have success, and I wish him nothing but the best at the next level.
All right, finally to that story from Sunday, a little better than the rest. It's Bemis' Best, and it was a special Sunday afternoon for some young junior golfers at Dragonfly Golf Club in Madera. At a 9-hole Central Valley Junior Golf Tournament there, a couple golfers in the 9 to 11 division. Ethan Monatua of Clovis and Jace Zhang of Fresno shot par or better, with 9-year-old Ethan shooting an impressive 2 under on the front 9. Making things even better for these two, they happened to come across former U.S. Open champion Bryson DeChambeau during their round, and the Clovis East alum was kind enough to take a couple photos with Jace and Ethan. Bryson, of course, spent a lot of time at Dragonfly growing up, working with golf instructor Mike Ksee there. 9-year-old Ethan, by the way, he has shot as low as 5 under over 9 holes already at a junior tournament. So keep an eye on that guy. Maybe the next Bryson DeChambeau. We'll be right back.
Ksee 24 News is brought to you in part by Jets Plus.
Hey, can I ask you something?
It's not about all the times your teen shuts you down. It's about the times they don't. Believe it or not, you're still their biggest influence. Having ongoing conversations with your teens about the risks of cannabis cuts their chance of future misuse.
Hey, can I ask you something?
I guess.
Ask questions
How you been feeling?
and take time to listen to their experiences. Find more helpful tools at letstalkcannabis.cdph.ca.gov.
Thanks to your generosity, the Sequoia Symphony Orchestra brings world-class music and education programs to Tulare County. Great composers, timeless music. Donate today. Support the Sequoia Symphony Orchestra and keep the music alive.
Central Distributing is turning 40.
And you're invited.
That's right. Savings throughout the store on appliances, fireplaces, lighting, and more.
Like all this stuff. And this. And this little guy.
This is our biggest sale of the decade.
It's the least we could do.
We want to say thank you, Fresno, for 40 years of choosing Central Distributing.
Because you know what they say. There's no place like home.
So cheers to you and to 40 years in the Valley. Visit our showroom this summer for specials on everything.
Hobbytown is back, and we sell fun. With something for almost every hobbyist, including trains, games, and puzzles, RC cars, and planes. We've got you covered. Hobbytown on Barstow and Blackstone in Fresno. We sell fun.
This is the place I love. There's nowhere better than the place I'm from. Yeah, this is where my world goes round. I've got my logo on. The Central Valley is where I belong. Ksee 24 is where I go. Turn it on and it feels right. Yeah, it feels like home. I've got my logo on.
This is Ksee 24 News at 11.
The grand jury looking into former President Trump's handling of classified documents is set to meet again this week after a hiatus. Ron Hillard reports on what it all means.
Tonight, former President Donald Trump at his golf club in Bedminster, New Jersey, as NBC News has learned that this week, the federal grand jury, hearing evidence in Mr. Trump's handling of classified documents, will meet again in Washington after a several-week hiatus.
Did you ever show those classified documents to anyone?
Not really. I would have the right to.
Last summer, federal agents searched the former president's Florida home, Mar-a-Lago, and recovered in total more than 300 documents with classified markings. Trump denies any wrongdoing. Trump was a no-show this weekend in Iowa as a growing field of GOP candidates kicked off their campaigns.
I'm going to keep coming.
Thank you so much, Iowa.
How's the great state of Iowa?
The road to 2024 comes through Iowa.
When was the last time you had the chance to talk with Donald Trump?
I actually talked to him a couple months ago. I did extend an offer to come to the roast and ride.
This week, 3 more Republicans are expected to announce their own runs for the White House. Former New Jersey Governor Chris Christie expected to enter the race on Tuesday. North Dakota Governor Doug Burgum is slated to announce as well. But notably, Mike Pence is set to formally launch on Wednesday.
People can expect we'll be back in Iowa on Wednesday.
And a few more times after that?
It's entirely possible.
Pence this weekend taking a rare jab at Trump's recent congratulations to Kim Jong-un social media post.
Whether it's my former running mate or anyone else, no one should be praising the dictator in North Korea.
Today, buying drugs is as easy as sending a text. Parents, please talk to your kids about the dangers of fentanyl-laced drugs before it's too late.
100% ribeye beef in a burger. Yep, 100% ribeye beef in a burger. My Ribeye Steakhouse burgers. All the flavor of a juicy ribeye steak in a burger. Did I mention they're made with 100% ribeye beef?
At Long John Silver's, our 100% white meat chicken is always just a batter tip away from becoming its own golden treasure. Batter up. Dive into our $6 chicken basket or order ahead at longjohnsilvers.com. Fish yeah.
When the Davises booked their Verbo vacation home, they didn't know about this view. Or the 200-year-old tree in the backyard. Or their neighbors down the hill. But one thing they did know is exactly how much they'd pay. Because Verbo is different. You see the total price up front. Of course, it's good to leave room for some surprises.
My name is Denise. Ask me about my Honda. I'm a chef, a Tahitian dancer, a golfer, and I love my Honda. My commute is on a 2-lane highway. It's super curvy, and I actually think my Honda enjoys driving it as much as I do. The Accord is dependable, it's great on gas mileage, and it's kind of hot.
Looking for a car with exceptional value that can keep up with all your flavor? See your Honda dealer for a delicious deal on Accord. Bon appetit.
Hey, tell me about the tiny breakfast egg rolls.
Imagine a crunchy golden brown egg roll outside, and on the inside, melted cheese, fluffy eggs, sausage crumbles, diced potatoes.
Sold. I'm pulling forward.
Wise decision. My new tiny breakfast egg rolls. Get 4 for $3 today.
In a racket and a baguette because of the French Open. That's right, so work on your serve and don't forget to return. Because we'll definitely have something to love, even though love is nothing. All that and more next week on Sunrise.
A 500-mile bike ride to raise funds and awareness for mental health started today in the Central Valley. Take a look at this. It's called the Tour de Recovery, and it's put on every year by Turn, an organization centered around providing mental health services to people. Dozens of cyclists hit the streets, started from the Hacienda campus at 8 a.m. sharp this morning. And for some people, this organization and the money they raise through the event, like the Tour de Recovery, means a lot to them personally.
What brought me into the profession in the first place was a family member who struggled with substance abuse and mental health. It expanded to really wanting to bring awareness to other people in my community about the services that are available.
Cyclists will make the trek for an entire week, and that goes from the Central Valley down to Bakersfield as the next stop. Anyone is invited to join them on their journey, even if it's just a piece of the state. And the Central Valley Pet and Reptile Expo kicked off this weekend, Saturday and Sunday, for their 2-day event. Organizers say they had 60 different vendors for the reptiles and every type of reptile you can think of as a pet to buy. The pets in the buildings, there were 8 different animal rescues and all sorts of goodies to take home for your dog or cat. And there was even a monkey show.
I think we adopted over 50 animals in 2 days, so that's a big highlight. And then we also do a show in the pet side that is called Classroom Safari, and it has a sloth, has a lemur, has an alligator. So the kids get to come and they get to learn about those animals. Everybody obviously loves the sloth, so that's a big draw.
Now we're told vendors come from all over the nation to be a part of this expo. The event wrapped up this year at 4 o'clock. And taking a look at our 7-day forecast, we have 91 for tomorrow, still feeling pretty hot. Some isolated showers will hit on Tuesday, 80 degrees, a slight cool down right there. As we head into Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday, we'll see a little bit more sunshine on the way. Those temperatures consistent in the 80s. And look at that, by Saturday and Sunday, we'll cool down a little bit to 77, 80 for Sunday and next weekend. So it's looking pretty nice all week long. Again, those isolated showers in a couple of days, but those lows will stay in the 60s. And that does it for us here on Ksee 24 News. Have a wonderful evening. Good night.
The most important thing is
Hi, everyone, and welcome back. I'm here to remind you that if you've been injured in an accident that was not your fault, we have legal professionals standing by to tell you how much your case is potentially worth. Spokesman Tom Mustin is with us in the Help Center. So, Tom, tell the viewers at home why they should call in.
Well, Gina, they should call because we have live agents available for you right now. If someone's been injured in an accident that was not your fault, give us a call right now and find out how much your case is potentially worth.
This may look like an action-adventure movie,